Hello and welcome to the Tab DJ. I'm Minecrafter, the Athma here, and I have made two things. A vertical bud switch, which I haven't seen any of before, and a combination lock that's relatively small, but it is piston operated, so it does make some noise. You know what? Whatever. So, how this works. Hopefully you know what a bud switch is. It's called a block update switch, and it recognizes when you place a block, or, placing again, destroy a block, causing a block update. Block update is when the state of something changes, like sand, from sand to falling sand. God dang it. My computer is being stupid, so I'm going to exit that. Anyway, so from sand to falling sand, and that's a block update. And when the sand lands, another block update. It's just destroying blocks of sand. Sand destroyer. Anyway, while that lag machine's running in the background, this is a vertical block update switch. Unlike most, which have to be horizontal, just simply because they use piston quasi, whatever it's called. Anyway, what that means is that when a piston is placed here, if I apply a redstone charge to where the head of the piston would be, it will actually. So that's a redstone block. I need to. Well, technically, this is. Okay. That should be actually making it extend right now, but I'm confused. Oh well. Anyway, a lot of bud switch designs use that because it's really nice. I think it might be like that. I don't know. Some weird thing that I don't particularly care about. Anyway, I decided, you know what, I don't want to use that stuff, and I want it to be vertical. Other bud switches can also rely on stuff like boats moving and etc. Anyway, so how you build the thing? Because it looks kind of complicated actually, but it's not. Okay, all you need to do is place your regular piston down on the ground. Then take your block, any block that can support a redstone torch and have redstone on top of it. You put your block down there, you put a redstone torch there, and that doesn't include redstone blocks because those actually just apply a charge to wherever and stuff. Anyway, so what this does, you take that and now you destroy all this random redstone you placed, if you placed it, just to be random. Anyway, I'm forgetting it. I'm glad I have the world. You run back here, then you run redstone all the way up to there, because on top of then you place a random block right there. Doesn't matter which. This time it actually doesn't matter which. I could make it stone stairs if I want. You put redstone block right there. Then you take your redstone, you run it back around so that it turns off that piston. If it doesn't turn off that piston, you did something wrong, go fix it. Then you build up with something, probably not sticky pistons, but I'm using sticky pistons because they're what I need to place. Anyway, so that sticky piston isn't extended. You might not know why. I don't know why. But hey, it's not extended. And it works. So, what we then do is we place a block there. And then we take stairs or slabs and we put them, I believe, one more block down. Yeah, one more block down. And we put them upside down. and if it's a slab, it needs to be on the top of the block. You put them upside down. What happens is, because this is a semi-transparent block, this redstone actually still goes down to this block that it needs to go to turn off this piston. Another thing that we're going to need is, and I'm building this larger than it needs to be, that. You might wonder why, but then we use it to induce a 3-tick delay. It needs to be 3 ticks, piston extending times, and such. Anyway, so off of this semi-transparent block, you just build a little kind of stairway, and I'm gonna you can build this more hidden, say, by putting a block there, as opposed to so now you see the oh, okay, the redstone is actually flowing down off of here onto that block. Now what we do is we take our block and we go out and around, because you don't want it connecting to this redstone here. And then we bring it up one more, and we connect it back to the piston. This is just redstone. It's spamming again. I think that this actually does need to be on level. So anyway, even though that keeps breaking, and I'm not entirely sure as of yet why, but okay, this is me from the future. Soon after recording, I realized that the north-south quirk only gets rid of 1 tick of delay. So, because this one is facing north-south, and this one east-west, what I decided was, hey, I can put in a 1-tick delay by just putting a repeater there, and you have your vertical bud switch. It is more expensive, I will say, but it is still vertical. Plus, you don't have to have that stair thing, you can just bring it around here. I think the stairs just look nice, too. One more thing. A lot of people wonder about overloading bud switches, because they do overload, and I did try. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't even get close. And I just broke redstone, so that one doesn't quite count. But yeah, it doesn't overload. It doesn't. Yeah, okay. So I'll cut out and go back to this thing that you will find out what it is. Anyway, I get it. I got it working. Wait, am I facing south? Yes, I am. Okay. As it turns out, this needs to be facing north and south so that activates a little bit early, so it does take advantage of the north-south quirk. Look that up on your wiki or whatever. So it may be broken in future versions. I'm not sure. Anyway, so this one works because it's facing north and south. And all I have to do is place or destroy a block on top of that, and the door opens for a short amount of time. So, what you could do with this kind of wall is you could have your little stone wall here, and what looks like maybe a mine going down here. So like that, and then you cover this up somehow, so it wouldn't be right there, but then so it's all covered up. Nobody knows that you're having this here, etc., etc. And then you just walk up. And they can't tell. You like come over here, and you're like, hey, I need to get in the door, and you come like dig that block, and then you're like, bam, walk through the door, and no one knows how you did it. because you have it set up so that you can replace the blocks from behind, because you're smarter than I was right then. Anyway, so you replace the blocks there, etc., etc. Door opens. Oh well. Anyway, I also wanted to showcase this this little redstone contraption here. What it is a combination lock. But you have to enter the combination in the right order, otherwise it will not work, and the block will just sit there. So what it does is when you enter the code in the right order, like 1, and these can be buttons too. 2. Nope, that's not 2. It didn't do anything. The block just stayed there. So 2. And I'm going to leave it on just for demonstration. 3. No, that's not 3. 3. And again, it pushes the block right into the way of another piston. 4. And 5. As soon as I hit this one, what's going to happen is this is going to complete this circuit of a redstone torch just feeding directly into a repeater. This hole goes down just to collect the gravel. You could have like a hopper under a torch, and what will happen is the gravel will drop into the hopper and you'll collect it for later. Anyway, so what will happen when I press this is the circuit will complete. That will pass it along, and you could have like a signal extender or whatever, and like a signal extender. That this one. This is your basic signal extender. And what it'll do is it'll make that 1 tick signal 4 ticks long, I believe. Anyway. So we bring that out there. And then, so you see that, and then this goes around. The signal will travel around. I just have this here to induce delay. You don't actually need it except to repeat the signal. So you could, if you wanted to, have that set to a 1 tick delay, etc. Anyway, so what that does is it passes the charge to the NOT gate. This NOT gate inverts it so that this piston hanging here is always on. As soon as it turns off, I'm confused today. Anyway, as soon as it turns off, all this gravel and sand is going to update, but not in that order. What's going to happen is, because it's such a short signal, this will pull back. The first gravel will block update and fall. Then the second gravel starts to block update and fall, but before that happens, this redstone activates the piston again, and it pushes out. So guess what happens? It stops it again. So it automatically reloads as soon as you enter the right combination. You could, if you wanted, also have pistons set up so that if you entered the combination wrong, it not only didn't work, but it also made it fall into some other hole. I don't know. Anyway, so now this is 5, and watch. And that should have gone. I don't know, how will we make this show that it's on? Oh, I've got it. Repeater feeding into itself. Brilliant. So if that goes on, we know that we've entered the code correctly. So 1, then 2 is over here, then 3, uh, 4, and 5. So it reloaded again, as you can see. Anyway, it's actually really small for a combination lock. Unfortunately, it will not break if you enter the wrong combination, which is probably the only problem with it. Yeah. So thanks for watching. I'm using these all in the my adventure map, MSAC and Inside View. That will be coming out sometime, probably next month. I don't know. Seeing as we're going to be working it for Bucket in 1.6, And it will have to be bucket, unfortunately. I do hate to put that on people, but we're using a plugin that makes blaze rods shoot fireballs. So on that note, see you around.